Now this version of the Ridgeline is a darn good deal. I'll include a link to the Honda and Murray's website in the description down below. They're providing us with this Ridgeline. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. This week's giveaway highlight is a supercharged Silverado High Country and a Corvette Z06. If you're interested, use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment to get 4x bonus entries on any donation $25 or more. Under the hood is a 3.5 liter V6 that goes through a 9-speed, fuel economy is 18 around town, 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 280 horsepower and then 262 pound-feet of torque. We're closing in on 500,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. A little bit of a boxier design with the hood, but nothing crazy. You can see the headlights definitely looking a little bit old and tired, especially with that halogen daytime running light. Sport badge there in the grille. And then this actually has fog lights. You got the turn signal indicators at the bottom too. So feature-wise, it actually has quite a bit on the front end. Tire wheel setup is 245 by 60 by 18. You got the HPD wheels, pretty chunky fender flares too. I think those HPD wheels and the all-terrain tires actually pop quite a bit here on the Ridgeline. But yeah, this is unibody, independent suspension, front and rear. When it comes to key fob features, we've got the Honda logo there on the back. On the front face, we have our lock and unlock and then a remote start. The tailgate's pretty impressive, so it functions like a normal tailgate. Lift it up there, and then you have a handle right here underneath the Sport logo, or a little bit to the side of it. And that opens up the barn door function. Now you can use the bed like a normal bed, but then you also have an extra storage cubby for more items, and there's a spare tire in there. And this has a lot of payload, you guys will see in a bit, so you can do quite a bit with this. Very boxy taillight design, and then you can see the dual outlet exhaust tips, and this can tow about 5,000 pounds. That will cap things off for the exterior. Let's now pop inside. Some nice soft touch here on the door panel. Got a little cup holder up front. Handle here to pull up the seat if you want more storage. Very durable feeling cloth here on the seats. But yeah, you've got cloth seats. Legroom's good. We have a little storage pocket. Vents here in the rear. You also have a 12 volt as well. And then heading back here is pretty good. Keyless entry, and let's check out the front. Looks like this has blind spot monitoring. It has at least the indication there. Anyways, automatic for the front two windows. You got soft touch there on the front door panel. 1477 for the payload capacity. Cloth front seats there, manual with the adjustments. You got your mirror adjustment, econ mode, lane departure. You can see the collision assistance and stability control. Soft touch all around the steering wheel. You've got paddle shifters on the back for the 9-speed. Practical controls on the front face for the adaptive cruise control with your lane centering, for example. Volume and voice command controls too. And then take a look at the gauge cluster. It is digital there on the one side, so you can change what is displayed there. It'll also show the different all-wheel drive modes. Backup camera in reverse. Resolution's okay. As for the rest of the infotainment system, it is pretty quick to respond. This does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and you've got some physical shortcut buttons on the side too. Tri-zone climate with this, and then below that little storage area. Some USB ports and a 12 volt wireless phone charging pad. Some cup holders. We've got our little transmission select next to that. It's for the drive modes and then your auto stop start. Look at this. Look at his face. I do like the soft touch on the top of that. There's more soft touch on the dash. Manual mirror dimmer as well. $43,500 is the MSRP. Let's see how it performs. Well, let's set off in the Ridgeline Sport. This is mighty affordable. I do like the HPD wheels. It's cool that they're offering those on more Hondas. They look a little bit more aggressive, and you know, with the all-terrain tires, it's a good look. Now, one thing that I will say that Honda ought to do, since this is a vehicle with independent suspension, they should work on creating a little bit more space in the wheel well of their vehicles so that you can fit bigger tires without having to lift them, because independent suspension is a pain in the butt to lift. It really is. And so if there was the ability to fit bigger tires without having to lift it, I think that would also kind of help with the practicality and the looks. Goes hand in hand. Smooth. Man, the powertrain delivery is just like boom. So we gotta appreciate about an NAV6. It's just always torque on tap. It's nice. Definitely got a bit of pep. Yeah, not only is the power delivery smooth, but it's also like decently powerful for what this is. Again, think about this in the mid-size pickup truck segment. I at least appreciate the responsiveness. Pretty quiet. The Sport package is not going to have acoustic glass or anything like that. Again, we're looking at more of a baseline car here. But despite that, it'll still certainly does a decent job with insulating everything. And the thing I like about these unibody vehicles is, you know, body and frame right, you got quite a bit of movement. This, everything just stays nice and centered. Smooth coming up to a stop. It really is very seamless with the driving experience. And you kind of sit low in the car. And these cloth seats are actually not too bad. They're a little bit firmer, but they're not uncomfortable at all, I don't think. I think that they're just fine. Roar! So obviously, you know, again, it's smooth even at higher RPMs. But yeah, if you want like crazy power, you got to get into it a bit. But I don't think that people that are buying Ridgelines are really doing that too much. I think kind of just relying on the instant response, and then it doesn't have a crazy amount of torque, but you know, the torque that it does have, it seems to make decent use of it. So, in conclusion, the Sport package, I think I kind of like the RTL more, because the RTL is only $2,000 more, and you get, I mean, this has a phone charging pad, but it has heated seats, the nicer seats, memory seats, power seats. I mean, I think those items are worth, I think it's worth the extra $2,000 that you pay for the RTL. So although I think the Sport package looks good and is practical and all that, I do think the RTL is kind of the sweet spot for the Ridgeline in terms of equipment and then pricing. You get lots of equipment, and again, pricing wise, it's not dirt cheap by any means, but the pricing does seem to be a little bit more on the reasonable side of things, especially for a mid-size pickup truck in the year 2025, when we're almost 2026 now. We're getting to the end of the year. But yeah, where everything is just extremely expensive.